AyoGG, welcome to a new episode of the special edition of the AyoGG podcast for the current season of Girls Planet 999 airing on Mnet. Today we are going to discuss, as every Sunday, episode 4. I mean, we're not always discussing episode 4, but today, episode 4 is our big topic, and with we, I mean not just myself, but also my friend Payne. Hello.
Hello, I'm back.
And today's episode is going to be really performance heavy. Really performance heavy. We saw, I think it was 7 performances. We got Fiesta 2 times, 5th season 2 times, and then we got the, what was it? BES performance?
EBS.
EBS performances. But let's start from the very beginning. It started with the performance of Fiesta, originally by Ice One. As always, before the performances start, we get the teams on the stage, and I don't know what exactly this always is, but first we got once again the introductions of the teams, which were, and I think we can like break it down for the entire performances in this episode and also in the last one. The introductions are always kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Especially also here in the Fiesta performance, because they started some kind of confidence battle where they had like to tell each other why they are more confident in themselves. It was really it was just not good to listen and look at. It was don't want to think about it. Let's just jump right into the first performance, which was team number 2 of Fiesta. Consisting out of the trainees Lin Shu-yun, Kim Yu-bin, Nakamura Kiara, Xu Nyen-tsu, Hyuning Bahiyi, Sakamoto Shihona, Wang Ki-ru, Su Ji-min, and Ito Mio. Before we got into performance, as always, we got first a little glimpse of their practice, how everything went on there, and which was quite visible, was that the main vocal of the team, Ito Miu, struggled a lot with her high notes in the song, which I can really understand because Fiesta is a disgusting song when it comes to the high notes. Really difficult. And on top of that, her throat got sore from all her practice, which also caused her voice to crack in the rehearsal. But what was nice to see is that the members were quite supportive of her. Do you remember the practice of the team 2?
Yeah, I do. And I would say it's pretty. It was a pretty basic type of practice. How Mnet is cutting it in a way.
Also, from the way they performed it, like it wasn't bad, but it was also not that good.
Yeah.
There was room for improvement.
Exactly.
Yeah, the most like outstanding thing was really the struggles of Ito Miu with the high notes.
Yep.
And because there was really not much content in the practices, we can jump right into the performance of the team 2 of Fiesta. What is your opinion on the performance?
So we started with team 2. Was it team 2?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So that
At
was
least that's the
team.
first team I wrote down. So could also be the other way around, but
so that I'm not just confused. It was with Mew and stuff. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Then okay. Cause then I got confused by team 1 and team 2. But anyway.
Okay.
That happens. So yeah. I would say we just continue with the thing about Miu, cause she didn't mess it up like as in the practice, but you still could hear And I guess it was because, as you said, her throat got sore. You could always also hear it in at the live performance. I wouldn't say she really 100% messed it up on herself, because it really sounded like her throat couldn't be capable of it for that situation. Because every time she just got a bit in a higher registry, it was like a little roughy sound in the in the throat, and I guess that was cause she wasn't 100% recovered from this from the practicing.
Yeah, she
Um
definitely still suffered from her with her throat. This was really unfortunate to
yeah,
look at.
cause I guess if she would have pulled this off pretty well, then she really fits that position in the way of how her vocals are, in my opinion. So she can, I would say she fits the main vocal position, but in that case, she couldn't really stand it in that performance. So, what I have to say to that team, you might hear this pretty often today, but I'm just going to do it for every group then. But I really liked the harmonizing in the chorus of the performance. So when all the members were singing, I really loved how that sounded. So it sounded very nice. Was a good harmony in their voices. And then we got Pahihi Hüning. Bro, I'm so done with her name, cause I mean Hüning is pretty easy, but the other part of her name.
Yeah, I would
Ah.
have never thought that she would have the most difficult name with all the Chinese members
Yeah,
in the series, but this is really the name that is like breaking me the most.
it's insane. He got pretty good part distribution and screen time in that performance. I guess it was around about 3 times for sure, maybe a fourth time. So she got 3 parts where she was singing. Maybe she got one more when she was just centering or stuff like that. At least we could see her pretty often. And I need to say, cause yeah, it was something I was really looking forward. I was listening to it a few times, and I have to say she has really stable vocals, and I'm really looking forward to more of her. How capable her skills still are, cause she had not the hardest parts, but the part she had, she did it really well. And I guess she had once the bridge part where she was, or where she needed to go a bit stronger vocal wise, and I really enjoyed her performance in that parts. And then I have something written down. Wang Kyuru.
One Kyudu.
Kyuru. Oh Jesus. um, for her, I have written down she missed the notes at some point a bit. It's it wasn't so. Um, it's a bit hard. Without spoiling too much, the chorus of the so we have the
Without
field chorus.
spoilering. This is a full spoiler talk.
Yeah, I mean, without spoiling for my opinion about the next team, to clarify
Ah,
that.
I see. Okay.
But
I was a
but
bit confused for a second.
I can imagine. Um, the part, so we have the fiesta part where all of them are singing, and then you have this one part where one of them is solo singing. I don't know how to call it, part in the chorus, because it's everything is the chorus.
Yeah.
And once Wang Qiuru was singing that part, and she was really shaking while she was singing that part, and that stood really out in my opinion, cause that was, I guess, the biggest with also one of the biggest things that wasn't really yeah really good to listen to, especially between the harmonizing chorus part. So yeah, that was a bit that was disappointing me, but yeah, the performance was overall good. And then, of course, we got Miu with the high note. We already talked about that. My problem with that was that she really lost confidence after that failure, and you could hear that because she kind of messed up uh, the whole ending. Then
Yeah,
when it came
you
to
could
the
not just
harmonizing.
hear it, but you could also see it. The
Hmm.
way she looked also into the camera
Yeah,
after she messed up that part, it was kind of heartbreaking. I felt really, really sorry for her, but
definitely.
then again, when that stuff happens, it can always happen, but then just play over it. You can't
Yeah.
show it in the performance that you just messed up, that you're disappointed. You have to continue, you have to act if necessary, and she really did not do that. She looked so freaking disappointed, and that made it worse.
Yeah, and even then, you need to pull yourself together and just try as hard or harder as before. Because as I said, you could kind of hear that she was just losing it all then with the with all the harmonizing, and that was kind of messing. I mean, it was not just her. I guess many girls just messed up the ending somehow. I don't know what in that team. I don't know what the ending was, but it didn't sound
Yeah,
really.
the thing is, for her, it was the most obvious one since,
Mm,
as the main vocal there, she has the most prominent voice
yeah,
in those parts with the ad libs and, of course, her solo
exactly.
part that she messed up. So it just it stands out the most. This is the big problem with this.
Yeah.
What I can say about the performance is that overall, I also really liked the harmonization, the chorus. That was great, but I have to say, most of the times the vocals were pretty solid, but there was absolutely nothing memorable for me in their
Hmm.
vocals. And sometimes when it went to the louder, higher notes, which the song has quite a few of, it often felt more like screaming than singing. Like they just wanted to get the it's just they want just to get some sort of sound out, but not the correct one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This was also sometimes not really well on my ears and made this whole performance a bit more disappointing than it. Yeah, it was just a bit disappointing for me, unfortunately.
All right.
Next up, we have the second team performing Fiesta, which is team number one, consisting out of Wang Xingxiao, Kang Yeso, Sakamoto Mashido, Poon Wing Chi, Lee Sung Woo, Hiyayo Nagomi, Chen Xin Wei, Choi Yi Young, and Kubo Raina. So, in this group, we had in the practice round Huang Xingxiao, who messed up the choreo and the lyrics. She also tried to explain her situation there with saying that the main reason for the big like difference between her and the other members is the lack of experience that she has compared to the others. Um, which I do understand. The fact that she's stating this, but it does feel a bit like okay, she's just trying to find ways to like making reason out of the fact that she simply messed up compared to the others. Um, and interesting thing was that Yeso stated a reason for why she chose Wang Xingxiao for her cell, and that was because she was impressed by the fact that even though she has never learned singing or dancing, was still that good in the introduction round in the very beginning of the show, which was a cute way, in my opinion, of her saying why she chose her. That
Hmm.
she didn't go for people where she was like, okay, she is just amazing, I need her on my team, but the fact that she was simply impressed by her because of her dedication, that was the reason why she wanted to have her in a cell was pretty cute. But the whole practice wasn't really under a good sign. They actually got kind of a, maybe you could say, a divine sign that something was off, because after Wang Xingxiao messed up her parts, the girl's planet sign that was hanging on the wall behind her just crashed down. It was just perfect timing.
Yeah.
It was sad because she messed that part up and she felt bad about it, but it was just so funny how in that exact moment the stupid sign fell off the wall. Um, Another pretty cute moment after the practice round was when they were in their dorms. It was early in the morning, and the alarm started to ring, and Yeso jumped up, and you would have thought, all right, she's jumping up, she's ready to get into action, to get back to practice with her team, but no, she just turned off the alarm and then jumped right back into her bed. Which was adorable. Was really adorable. On the other hand, we had Wang Xingxiao next to her, who started practicing while the other two were in dreamland. And if you have nothing more to add, I would jump into the
Nope.
performance. All right, then let's do that. Performance time. Um, Overall, I'll start with my overall opinion. Overall, in my opinion, the vocals were pretty strong. And I can't really criticize the dancing of them. I really enjoyed watching it. There weren't really obvious flaws, if I remember correctly. Um, yes, so I kind of have to point out, because she really caught my eyes every time she was in frame. She has this aura. There it is again, of someone that is like pulling you in when she's on stage. I was really impressed by that. And also Sakamoto Mashido was really impressive in her singing parts. I want to point her out. Guys, check her out especially. She should get more recognition for the way she sang. But the most impressive singer in this whole team was, in my opinion, Lee Sun Woo, because she slayed the main vocal position. Like, damn, that was amazing. What do you say?
Mhm. So I'm starting. I have a bit. So starting with Yeso. Yeso really. When we watched this, I was I was like, she was once in the frame, and I was like, wow, Yeso.
Hmm.
It had not even started the performance, but she just got one frame in the picture, and I was like, oh damn, that visuals of her, damn, she got the aura definitely for this concept. And she had pretty stable vocals. I would say compared to the crazy cover, it was a more fitting part for her, but still, I don't know if the bridge was the right part, because you still need a bit more strength in the voice for the bridge, in my opinion, and she couldn't really stand that 100%. So it was a slightly softer way of the normally for Fiesta Bridge, but I
That's
get
true.
it,
But
but
I would say that in that case, it wasn't like it was hurting the song.
Mhm.
It was different.
It was different, right?
Since when you know the original, then it
Yeah.
just was different. But I wouldn't say that it made the song like worse because
No,
of
no.
that.
It was just unexpected.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, then I have pointed out oh Jesus, Shinwei. Is it pronounceable somehow right?
Shen Xin Wei. I mean, if this is
Shinwei.
correctly pronounced, I have absolutely no clue, but I know who you mean. Chen Xin Wei,
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you guys know her as well. Who I mean. I hope so. She and here I am again. For me, she got kinda the aura. I guess she was pointed out by someone in the jury but I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, she was in the picture and she kind of had the aura for me. Um, so that's just.
I want a T-shirt with just the aura on it.
Oh, I would love it for real.
Merchandise coming soon.
Merchandise.
The aura.
So then I have written down Hiyayo Nagomi. Oh,
Hiyayo Nagomi.
yeah.
Yeah.
And here I have written down she messed up the notes a bit. It was literally just a little bit, but I have just written down something I've pointed out when I was watching it. I wasn't really searching for things. I guess I would have uh many more than much more than, but yeah, it was something that was distracting, and that's why I pointed it out for me. And of course, we have Lee Sonu, as you already pointed out her, with the main vocal parts, and how easy she did the high note. She was just, I don't know. It was like you would wake her
It
up.
was almost annoying how easy she belted out those notes. Was
Yeah,
sitting there like, what the fuck?
she was just like, yeah, okay, let's do it again, or like, well, okay, let's do it.
Want me to do it like
um,
this, or should I higher? Higher
yeah,
is
yeah,
enough.
okay,
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, stay. It was
right.
impressive.
And what I have to say, of course, Sakamoto Mashiro super super strong vocals as well, and I want to point out that she really impressed me. By the way, um, since the introduction, I really thought the whole time, oh, she has this. She has the vocals. I guess she was the one or one of them doing Damni Damni, right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken, yeah, she was.
Yeah. And since then I was just thinking, oh damn, she can in a right song she can just slap it everything. Da, da, da. And she did it for me in that performance. And I have written down as well Isonu and Sakamoto Mashiro at the end, because both of them were harmonizing then. Oh my goodness, that was a perfect ending. I loved the ending. It was so good. It was hyping me up so good, and that was such a good ending compared to the performance before. And I loved it. That's why
Mm.
I really, really, really enjoyed that performance. Of course, the harmonizing in the chorus from all the girls were nice as well. And so I would say that was definitely off the above my favorite performance.
One thing that I also have to mention, since she was such a prominent part in the practice, yeah, in the
Hmm?
practice part of the section of the show, Wang Xingxiao was not standing out to me at all in this performance, was
Yep.
which was super strange because she took such a big part, in the editing of Mnet, and then she was basically not present at all in the performance. That's why, yeah, I realized that the whole time was like, okay, where is she? What is she doing? Where is she? That was a
Yep.
bit sad. But yeah, in the end, Team One was also the one that won. Good. Oh God. Team One was the one that won
Damn.
this
That sounded well.
competition between those two Fiesta groups. Next up, we have the fifth season team, originally by Oh My Girl. First thing that I want to mention, the black outfits. Boah.
Damn.
Boah.
Of course, I have written down that as well.
Gorgeous as hell. Absolutely beautiful. But the intro of Team 2.
Ah,
I
stupid.
only say, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That
No.
was, oh, that was it again, Team 2. I don't know what this curse is with the second teams and their introductions, but that was not cool.
I
That
mean,
was really not cool.
I was saying when we watched it, it was cringe, but I would really say I was kind of disgusted.
Yeah,
I,
it was.
no, no, I'm not. And still, don't put it in a hard way of hate. Even if I sound pretty harsh, I still mean it with much love.
It's
But
just
please don't do this.
I mean, it's just uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah,
And if you ask them themselves, they don't like to do it either. They just have to do something, and then they're
right.
coming up with this, and then they're doing it, and afterwards they're also like, "Oh, we shouldn't have done that." So that
Exactly.
no front on them. They know it themselves. It's just it's part of the business.
Yep.
But I just have to point it out that it's just
Yeah.
Next up, something I want to mention is Mnet is, of course, working hard to establish enemies. And in this performance, we had two enemies. We had not just 1v1, no, we had two people going against each other. We had first Ryan versus Bora as the main vocals, and second, we had Lang Chao versus Lang Chao. I've actually no clue how to say the names differently. If you say them differently, I don't know. It's the twins, okay? The twins that were in Team 1 and Team 2. This was. Maybe this is the proof that Mnet is rigging again. I'm not sure, but it kind of felt like it. The two twins in the different teams, light versus day in the black and white outfits. This was so good. This
That's
was
incredible.
so good. You can't script that. It's so good.
Mnet is a K drama. You can tell me everything.
Yeah, and what a K
Mnet is a
drama.
K
I
drama.
love it. Um But now we are jumping into the practices of the teams, and first we have the team one with Sang Lufei, Kim Bora, Hayase Hana, Lang Chao, Lee Hye-won, Nagai Manami, Chang Ching, Ryu Shion, and Terasaki Hina. One thing that is like jumping into your face instantly when you watch this is first they're nailing their practice, and Mnet also tells the reason for it. It's because, or at least Mnet is telling us that, because of Bora, because she is leading the first group with both singing and dancing, and it looks like Bora is a born leader.
Yeah.
So she really took care of all of them, and even Tiffany praised Bora for her amazing leadership. I would have died in that moment, just straight
Definitely.
up, just falling on the ground. Um, my head probably explode when I'm crashing on the ground, blood everywhere, but worth it, absolutely worth it. Um, Interesting thing was, even though they have been so amazing in their practice, they messed up completely their rehearsal with both vocal and choreo mistakes, which of course Mnet used instantly to make a little story of, okay, the two teams switched places. The big favorites just became the underdogs. Just how Mnet loves doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we can, I think, jump into the actual performance of Team 1 and go on.
All
It's your
right.
stage.
So, first, fifth season might be title track wise my favorite. Oh my god.
Might be a favorite Oh My Girl.
Yeah, might be my favorite. Oh my god, title track. Title track. They're still good, but so I was really looking forward to it. Cause I just love the song, and so yeah, I was looking really forward to the stages, and I have written a bit down. So let's begin with outfits are bay. I just need to say it again.
The white outfits are great, that's true.
Yeah. So let's begin with Lang Chi Kwao. I guess the one with the Q is there, right, in that team.
No, that's the one with the J.
I'm getting. I'm so. Oh. All right.
It was 50-50 chance, it's okay.
Damn. So one of them, the girl in the black, the sister in the black outfit. So that one.
That's the one with Q.
That's the one with Q.
Yeah, but we're team 1.
We are team one, right?
That's the white team.
But wasn't the black one in the first performing? Oh, I'm so confused.
Could be, but I started with
Okay.
team 1. So maybe
Yeah, of course. Okay.
the one with
True.
Bora.
You was talking about Bora. That makes so much sense. Okay. Then that was very good. So,
Still good, that's true.
let's start first. I love the harmonizing in a chorus again. I
I
don't know what
also
it
wrote
was.
that in capital letters. Harmonizing,
Oh,
so good.
same. Cause I want to point out, I guess that performance, especially that one, so team one, as you said, for me, might be the best harmonizing I've heard in a Who show until now. It sounded so good, and I could hear that on loop. So I was really satisfied with that. Just satisfied. Just sitting there and satisfied. So, okay, so then then we are starting with Lang Chi Chao. It's with J. Did you say J? The version with J?
Lang
Yes.
Chao.
Chao. Chao.
Lang Chao. No Chi. Lang
Ach so,
Chao.
Lang Chao. Okay.
If I'm not
Thanks.
completely mistaken.
I'm totally. So she did a cute wink.
That's
and
true.
that I don't know, it wasn't so I have watched the performance like 3 times. After I watched it once. But I saw it in the first performance when we watched it together, and it was charming. So I just saw it instantly. So I wanted to point it out. And yeah, then we got another one. Chang. I have wrote down Chang Ching, but I don't know where that would fit.
Changqing.
Chang Ching? Okay.
That's correct.
Easy. There I have pointed out that she got a bit of unstable vocals. So yeah. Um, it's not that much, I would say. It still bothered me a bit, so I've wrote it down. Then we have the next one, Nakai Manami.
Nagai Manami.
Nagai. Okay, so it's a G. um, and here I wrote down because that was the one in the chorus. So she was singing the chorus when it was going to the little solo part in chorus, and she has this Japan. So here you could hear really the Japanese nasal vocals, if you know what I mean. You could really hear it as example, Narco in IS1 as well and stuff like that. He really has this kind of nasal Japanese sound a bit. So you could really hear that kind of in her yeah, for her. And I still think so much. She fits the song so well. She had stable singing, super stable singing. She didn't crush her vocals through everything, as some other members in this group. But the part she sang, she did it super stable, and I thought she really fits the song, and oh, I loved it. I loved her in that song. Then I have pointed out Chang Lufei, um, as that she got really strong vocals as well, to point out. And Buddha, I mean, I have wrote down so much positive things about her vocals because I was just writing. I wasn't even listening to the song because I was just mesmerizing everything she did. So amazing vocal control, power vocal, good high notes. You can say everything because she knows how to vocalize everything, how to sing. She's just an 11 of 10 if it comes to vocals, and she just showed it in that performance, in my opinion. Um, but then I have to point out there was a little mistake, and I guess you know what I mean. When it came to the harmonizing high note, so the one when Bora and Rufei are doing the high note together, and in the show it was pointed out as, yeah, they did better in the. I don't know if it was practicing or rehearsal, but I guess it was practicing,
Yeah,
so they was doing it in the practice, and there they really harmonized super well. In the live performance, it wasn't really harmonizing because Rufei did another kind of high note as Bora, so Bora was kind of doing it stronger, and I had the same feeling that Rufei was kind of doing it a bit, um, yeah, a bit different as well. So they really got off in that situation, and that really sounded not that good.
that's true.
But
But
hmm?
an important thing that I want to point out here, this is something that was pointed out also by one of the masters. And what pissed me off is the
Hmm?
fact that this was the only thing that was pointed out about Bora singing.
Hmm?
Um, at least it wasn't shown to us if they said something else.
Right.
I was so mad that they did not show any praise for Bora's singing because, as you said, I wrote down she was making that vocal part her own. Like that sounded like you could have just put her into the Oh My Girl track. This was so freaking
Yeah.
good, and it was live, and every part she sang absolutely amazing. And the only thing they are pointing out is this little thing, which I absolutely agree that they should point it out. It's absolutely okay. When they were better in practice than on stage, this should not happen. So it's okay that they're pointing it out. But for fuck's sake, why the hell can't you also point out how freaking amazing she sang those high notes, those ad libs, every part she absolutely nailed from beginning to the end, and this was really, really, really something that made me super
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah, and that as a little as the disclaimer at that point, we don't know who we should criticize in that moment. It's Mnet or the judges. In that case, maybe some me as well. We don't know who to criticize in that way
When in
because we
doubt,
don't know.
Mnet.
Hmm?
When in doubt, Mnet.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. We don't know if it was cut like that or they really haven't just said about that something about it. So we can just guess. So I don't know, but yeah, it really should be just a part of the episode in any way. So praising her. I mean, of course we are doing the job now, but still, it should be the judges are there for praising.
Well, then I'm waiting for the paycheck of Mnet if I'm doing their job.
Yeah, I mean, especially Bora was. I don't know. She was literally. I mean, that was maybe. I guess that was the best vocal performance in the episode, because she was killing it
In my
so
opinion,
well.
it was the best vocal performance from all the
Yeah,
performances we have
yeah,
seen.
yeah, yeah. I'm going with that. And yeah, one of the girls got goosebumps when Bora did a high note. At least Mnet was cutting it like that, guys. I can just say it as we saw, as you guys saw as well. So I don't know if just, but I could relate with her. If it was because of Bora, I could relate. Yeah, I had goosebumps as well when she did the high note. So yeah, her high note and all the harmonizing she did after the high note with Luffy, it was so good, and it was just candy in our ears. And of course, you liked this as well, as you said, laughed. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and I have the last thing I have to point out, because yeah, I mean, it's a must. It was a good love for real part at the end. It wasn't.
Love
It
for
wasn't
real.
Iron level, but it was still a good one. I accepted it.
Yeah,
That was for me.
true.
For that performance.
Only thing I want to add also is that I really enjoyed, as you also said, Sang Lufei's parts when she was
Mhm.
performing. But kind of a different reason from you. You also praised her singing. I did not think that her singing was that special,
Mhm.
honestly. I did enjoy it, but it didn't like really caught my attention. What
Mhm.
caught my attention much more was just her stage presence. Like every time she was in front of the camera, I just loved to look at her performing. She really kind of mesmerized me. So yeah, Sang Lufei, props. I was in
Definitely.
love.
Super nice.
Team number 2 of the fifth season. Let's just
Now the
continue.
one with the black outfits. Yes,
Now
I
the
get
one
it.
with the black outfits. We have Chui Wen Mei, Lee Rayon, Oki Fuka, Ho Che Ching, Ho Hayun, Kanu Mio, Lang Chao, Jung Min, and Hayashi Fuko. Now we have the Lang Chao with Q in the
Okay.
name.
Yeah, I've written that right down then, but I was just confused by the group.
And yeah, in the practice, what can we say about the practice? It was yeah, it was a bit messy. They forgot lyrics, and also the choreo was messed up. Unfortunately, they got quite a lot of criticism by the masters. Understandable, but yeah, they got showered with criticism. But as we later found out, this was exactly what Mnet needed because, of course, in the rehearsal, it was the Phoenix that rose from the flames because suddenly they were amazing and much better than the other team, which was the favorite before. And the underdog role shifted. And of course, Mnet loves that shit. Mnet loves
Yeah,
that shit. And it was still it was entertaining to see typical Mnet stuff, but you really have to say they did better in the rehearsal than the other team. The other team messed up quite often in the rehearsal, but this one they really managed to like get a grip of themselves and worked hard. But the big question is, were they able to carry this good spirit, this good performance they did in the rehearsal also into the performance? And this is what I want to know from you.
so the performance now from the girls in black.
The
So,
girls in black.
so that's where I need to say it again. That outfits were
Wow.
they. Not the white ones. The white ones were good, but
Yeah.
the black
They were
ones were
pretty. They were pretty.
they.
The black ones were wow. Really.
Yeah. I'm speechless if I'm looking into them again. So that's okay. I should so so now we have Lang Chi Kao Kwao
No she. Lang
Wow.
Chao.
Ah, Chao. Why do I have a Chi there? I guess because of the Korean. I hate Korean. So and here I
And
have to
if there
say,
now is a chi, then I'm the one to blame. Sorry, but I think it's only Lang Chao.
then it happened. My goodness.
You
At
know who we
least
mean.
yeah, I mean, from talking, I guess it's pretty obvious who we mean. So yeah, she had a really nice stable vocalizing because it was not really singing; it was vocalizing in case of it was more the kind of talking, and it was talking in yeah, pretty lower notes, and oh, she did it really well, and her facial expression while doing this was so good, especially compared to the introduction stage.
Yeah, she showed a completely different side of herself
Yeah.
than compared to the intro, where, if you remember, she performed Hump by WJS and Chokome.
Yeah.
Um, every 180-degree turn in combination with this black outfit, which is also the complete contrast of their Chokome performance. And yeah, as I said, the facial expressions, it was almost, it was a bit sexy the way she played with her facial expressions. Like,
Yeah.
I was really impressed. I did not expect that from her. And she was definitely the complete opposite of her sister. That I think you can say. Her sister with this cute wink, and she with this complete confident, slightly sexy facial expressions. Really impressive. I have to say, in my opinion, Lang Qiao with Q won the sister battle.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I would say as well. But I have to point out, cause I still think I don't know, the part of the sister with Q, so the one in the black dress.
Mhm.
um. Oh, she just had some really important part in my opinion, cause and she just used that. I mean, it was maybe just a typical vocal part for many of you, but for me it was. I really loved that part when it was this pretty low no talking, and I just love it, and she pulled it off so well that she just, I don't know, she won for me as well in that case. It was so good. um the next one I have written down was
Jungmin, yeah.
Jungmin. Okay. There I have to point out, she was the one. So first, it was a good harmonizing together again in the chorus. So I think both fifth season performances had a really good harmonizing together. In the chorus when the la 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 comes in.
True.
Um, and yeah, then we get this, yeah, one lead vocal in the parts here. Where one of them is a bit louder, and she kind of messed it up. It was a la la la, and it was
Mhm.
maybe not that was as I did right now, but it was really distracting there in the song. Then I have written down as well Nion is Nion,
Lee
right?
Rayon.
Rayon. Rayon. Okay, thanks. um,
Pleasure.
and she had a really strong solo high note, in my opinion. So it was really vocal strong. Um, Still not as strong as Bora, but I don't want to compare one of the other girls against Bora, because it's really hard to compare them for me. Because I think Bora is a bit on another level for me.
Yeah,
Um, so
Ryan did really well.
yeah,
So really, I really want to point it out that she did super well.
it sounded good.
Bora is a disgusting opponent. I'm sorry. This is
Yeah,
just I I if I would have seen that Bora was the main vocal of the other team, I
yeah,
would have sweat buckets when I seen it. So
exactly.
I can. So it is difficult. This to compare them. Of course, we have to. They are the
Yeah,
counterparts of each other. But I really want to point out that she did an amazing job with her
yeah. A-
main vocal parts.
As well as the harmonies at the end, she did it well as well. Well as well.
Well, well, well,
um,
well, well.
and yeah, but a thing that really disappointed me was again the, yeah, kind of double high note course. They messed it up as well. So
Hmm.
again, that group with Cho Haeun,
Cho
question
Hyun.
mark, Cho
Yup.
Haeun. Okay.
Correctly.
Um, yeah, they messed up the double high note, and yeah, I'm disappointed at that part. I don't want to blame there even more because as I said, it's just they messed it up for me. It sounded not good, and it's a it's a really important part because it's the little break part. It's kind of like a drop, and you really need pull off that pretty well. But sadly, uh, in both teams there were kind of some things that bothered me, and that makes me a bit sad. But that's the only huge thing I'm pointing out that would make the performances of both teams for me a bit so that was
Hmm.
the only really disappointing part. What I have to point out at last, of course, again, it's a good love for real as well there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an amazing a good of love for real there as well, and it was a nice ending.
Hmm. True.
Yeah.
All in all, good performance, but I do have to say, due to some of the mistakes that were made, it left me unsatisfied a bit.
Mhm.
Um, Especially compared to Team One. So, yeah. In
Mhm.
the end, winner was Team Number One. So the team
Yeah,
with Bora, Sangdufei, and so on and so on.
I would go with that by the way as well.
Same.
So for me, the team with Bora was overall better.
I think until now, I have been on the same side as the judges, always with the winner of the
Yeah.
two teams. But maybe that changed when EBS arrived. EBS,
Hmm.
if you remember, EBS was for EXO, BTS, and 17, the male group performances, with the
Mhm.
songs Mic Drop, Pretty You, and The Eve, which gave 3 times the points for the winning team compared to 2 times the points for the teams of the girl group performances. Because when you're in the EBS team, you have to fight 2 opponents and not just one. So you're getting even more points at the end. And the performance that started it off was Mike Drop
Mic drop.
with
Bam.
Wang Ya Li, An Jong Min, Fujimoto Ayaka, Lin Chen Han, Handa Na, Kitajima Yuna, Li Yu Han, Choi Hye-rin, and Aratake Rinka. Now,
Oh
practice.
no. I'm not writing down the practices, guys. Yeah, so I'm not very 100% remembering everyone. So I'm really happy that Nico's going to do this mostly.
Mm,
um, uh, but I
but
don't
this
know. I
one you
guess
remember.
I would say I can't forget that one.
Yeah, but not for the best reasons, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So, practice, what happened?
what
Yeah,
didn't happen?
yeah, it was a complete mess from beginning to the end. Let me just read down what I wrote here.
Yeah,
Terrible vocals, completely offbeat, lyrics forgotten, choreo forgotten. Honestly, worst practice in produce history. This was an absolutely mess. This was almost to the point where you could say, like, what the fuck do you think you're doing here?
yeah,
Like, this was almost disrespectful, what they have done there. None of them was able to perform the song in any way. And this is almost to that point where I'm sitting there like, this can't be real. They're like, it is not possible in my head that this is really how they are going to this practice round performing in front of the masters. The only thing this makes sense in my mind is that the producer of Mnet said, girls, fuck this up as much as you can.
but even then, but
And even
that's
then, I can imagine this
that
outcome.
That is skill. Even then, if they say that was acting on 11 from 10.
Yeah, I
But
also
she, hmm?
also what I wrote down, torture to look at. This
Yeah,
was oh,
I mean, they can be happy that Pae Yunjong isn't in that in Girls Planet 99
oof,
because she would
oof.
have gone crazy and bloody. She would have, I don't know. I don't know if we could have a micro performance then. I doubt it. There would girls would have been killed
That would have been
for
the
the
end of
first
their
time.
idol careers. That's for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was
So it was
interesting.
absolutely terrible. Absolutely
Yeah.
terrible. It looked like Dana wasn't able to lead this group at all. I
Hmm.
don't know what happened there. Really no clue, but it did not work out at all. But I can say that this did not also lead to some, for me personally, good outcomes.
Hmm.
Because a new leader emerged. Once again, Phoenix from the ashes. We got quite a lot
Oh,
of those in this episode. Yeah,
yeah.
Jongmin. I'm not saying I said it from the very beginning, but I said it from the freaking very beginning. She's amazing. She
You
took
are.
over. Basically, yeah, she basically took over the leader position. She did not get a sticker, but she was like, okay, I'm doing this now, and she led them all in their practices in both vocal and dance. Practice, since she is just really skilled in both of this, which, as I learned, may be due to her being, or no, she has been a trainee at SM Entertainment. And you can say about SM Entertainment whatever you want. Um, a lot
Yeah.
of really, really bad things, and I will be the first one who's jumping to your side and doing it with you. But what they can is training their trainees.
Yeah.
And you really saw that with Jongmin also later in the performance, but we'll come to it later. So she took over and trained the group, and also got a shitload of praise for that later on. So it felt personally for me like Mnet tried to push her. She got a lot of screen time. Like, it wasn't that long, this practice part, but it felt like 50% of the time that we saw the practice was about Jongmin in any way. When she had an interview, or when she trained someone or praised someone, like I think it was in their dorm, she said it to someone, "Oh, you're doing so great, I'm so proud of you," and stuff. So it really looked like Mnet was trying to push her um, into the minds of the viewers.
Hmm.
And I think you can easy say that this group made the biggest improvement in produce history.
Yeah.
Like, that was day and night. So let's jump into the performance. Let's get you. You can go first. Come on.
I can go first. Okay.
You can go
So
first.
I. I
In
mean,
case I have to call out your bullshit.
okay. So I'm. I mean that I have written down that, and I have watched the performance like 4 or 5 times because I was thinking much about it. And this might be the performance where I have kind of the most to talk about, but not the most remember. So first, insane delivering of all of them.
Mhm.
They ate the concept. I loved it.
That's true.
Oh,
Also, want to
oh,
point out outfits. Mwah.
how to mwah, chef's
Mwah.
kiss. Jesus, I loved it. So yeah, let's start with damn. I guess I don't know if this is a name I can handle. Um, Lin Chon Han. Oh,
Lin
Lin
Chen Han.
Lin Chen Han. Okay, it wasn't that bad. So, she was the one that started, and she started it super, super well, in my opinion.
The
First of
foot.
all,
The wiggle.
hmm?
The foot
Yeah,
wiggle.
well, there
I
was
loved
something.
it.
um, So she had a really. I'm not Korean. I'm not
Yeah,
Korean.
me neither. In case you didn't notice yet,
Yeah.
not Korean at all.
Right.
Far from it.
So, but I'm yeah, I can read the Hangul and stuff like that, and yeah, I'm a bit into pronunciation. So, in my opinion, she had a really clean pronunciation. Um, what I wanted to point out, because she, based on her name as well, wasn't Korean, right?
I guess so, yes.
Yeah.
I think
And
Han Dana, who's also referring herself, is probably the Korean one.
right. And oh, so good pronunciation. Like really, it sounded such Korean, and I loved it.
Chincha
So
Debak.
Jean Jadepak. Her English was pretty good as well, except one thing where she was, I guess, pronouncing live as leaf. I
Yeah,
guess if
okay.
I'm right. That was, but otherwise, when she was doing this kind of, I don't know if it's shouting, but this talking stuff and just being cool and stuff like that, I just loved it. And here, and she had a nice attitude. So next one, and I guess I'm just going to her because now things are going to change. Um, the world is changing for me because I think I have someone, not another number one, because I'm just going with my heart still. So I guess my heart can't be changed. I saw Kim Soo-yeon once, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I love her,
Mm-hmm.
but I might be have someone skill wise to be maybe my next number one, and that is
Mm.
Chang Yi.
Ha ha ha.
So, I want to talk about her a bit, and you can do it as well, cause yeah, I
Wang
guess
Yali, by the way.
Wang Yali. Sorry, exactly. You are so
Just
genius.
want to point out one thing.
Yeah.
Um, has been my favorite from the Chinese trainees.
Damn. So, Sulichi was for me now for me until now the number one of the Chinese
Mhm.
one,
Mhm.
but Wang Yali. Oh, okay, so where I'm going to start? I guess I'm going to start that I think she is, if it comes to rapping, she's an 11 of 10, and she is ready definitely. So let's start with her style. So first, her style. Maybe she can't do. That's not nothing she has skills for. Maybe I don't know if it's a skill. Is it a skill? I don't know, but she has a good styling. um, I
Well, it depends. Do you mean her hair? The rest, I think she didn't choose herself.
Yeah, her hair is super nice. I think her hair fits her really well. Even it's short hair, and short hair is
Yeah.
it's
I
kind of short
just
hair.
one
Hmm?
thing.
Yeah,
Already when we discussed introductions in episode 0, when I talked about her, I already said that and I need to say it again. Put a picture of her next to G-Friend's Yirin. A current picture. They have basically the same hair
yeah,
style and they look really similar. Like
yeah,
this is I'm getting the maddest Yirin vibes from her.
yeah. I can pretty much see that if you say that. True. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
please continue.
yeah.
Please
I
continue
was
praising her. I love this.
sorry. I was just thinking on you no.
I
Okay,
understandable.
so
Understandable.
right, her style amazing. I think if she would have longer hair, I wouldn't even love it that much as I would with the shorter hair and the style she got there. And
She's rocking it. Yeah.
the style was so good. The outfit, stylist, chef's kiss again. So, and now I'm going to start to talk about her parts. And there I'm really I was listening to it, like I said, 5 times, mostly because of her. Because I was thinking about it. And I think if it comes to the first part, so in the first verse, she did the part she did there. She really brought in her own color in that. So
Yeah.
she did her own. So it was kind of course, kind of copying the flow, but how she did the vocalizing, so how she used her voice, it was completely her own style. And she did it so well. I got so much in love with her. If she would debut in a group, she might get even, if she can just continue that with her own style, she might, or she could be one of the best rapper in K-pop for me, cause I just got totally, cause I just completely, I just got completely in love with the style she did there, and as I said, I was looping the performance because I was just listening to it because it was amazing, and I was just comparing to it to me, and I was just I loved it so much. And now if we go to the second verse where she jumped in again, so she was the second one again there, um, and there she did it a bit melodical, and as I said, she really caught me, and I haven't done that before now. But she caught me so much that I was even I was open a new tab. I was going to YouTube, and I was typing in BTS Microbe. I was looking up the original one, and I was comparing the both things because I was the way she did it instantly got or let an impression on me there, and I was like, "Heh, that's never like in the original." And I was looking it up. I was looking up the version of RM there, and RM was doing it in a more aggressively way, and she did it really more melodical, and I thought it was so amazing. I got so much in love with the melodical version that I would even say I really love RM. I love you, RM. And but I guess, and it's pretty good, but I would say she did it better because I really loved the melodical way she did it. It was
Mhm.
so amazing, and again, that has something to do with her own color she just brought into the song in both verses, and I'm so I'm so stunned because I don't know. I mean, she had to come up with that alone, right? I don't know. I don't know, but she has to come up with that kind of version, right? They don't even have have a rap teacher there.
I
So
guess so. What I think one of the big reasons why she is standing out so much with the way she's performing this is because she did something the others, this is something I mention again later on,
yeah.
did something the others lacked. And that is she brought a bit of I don't know how to really put into words. I feel like the others tried a lot to control their voices, which is
Mhm.
something I feel like you don't necessarily should do that much in the song. I feel like
Mhm.
she cut a bit loose. She enjoyed the moment, and she really put life into the way she was singing this. Um, this is exactly
Mhm.
what you mean with this melodical way of singing that she did. Then again, mic drop, bang!
Yeah. Da 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 da
Every
da da da
time,
da.
every time when she was performing, it was like, okay, there's a breath of fresh air coming right now. And that was really, really, really impressive. She was
Yeah.
definitely the most outstanding character in this performance. And
Yeah.
I
She was.
absolutely understand the love that she's getting right now from you.
I guess she even was kinda slightly doing falsetto in one of the. I mean, it's such a. Oh damn, girl! I'm going to listen to that even more sometimes because I'm just. I
Mhm.
hope she's in the group. I'm saying it now. I want her in the group, and she can do whatever she wants. But I want her in the group. she she is a pick for me now. So safe
I'd be
pick.
happy to. She's in the same cell as Jongmin, so let's hope that cell survives.
So yeah, it's hard for me to go on, but she uh, she was good. So let's go on. Um, I'm going to point out now the last member I have pointed out so far. That was An Jongmin, where I have to say she had really, really good stable vocals. That's for me everything I have pointed out there. But that's your girl. I mean, so I'm letting you the space for that. So now we go to something yeah, I'm disappointed about and I want to talk about a bit of and I'm really curious or interested in the way if we can kind of talk about that and how your opinion is about that. Cause yeah, first of all, as I have to point out the chorus is good and yeah, I'm just saying it now because, as I said, I want to do a little discussion. The mic drop at the end was lit, and I've also written down Mnet's money, so just throw it away or throw it down. You can do what you want. Just let Mnet buy another microphone. Thanks. Was a cool and necessary move in my opinion. So now we are going to one thing in the whole performance that has disappointed me, and that was the ending. Cause we had a slightly talk about it. So or more, you was talking about that. That yeah, you barely have live or live singing and live versions from the original one seeing. So if you search it on YouTube, you don't have that much live versions of the original mic drop. Um, so you said you were a bit happy that they yeah kind of did it live. So for me, I really love mic drop and I really love the rap parts, but I really love the ending part as well. I really love this kind of melodical vibe that the ending has, and I just really love the ending of Mic Drop, so the outro, and I was pretty much disappointed by that, and I wouldn't even say I would take it 100% to the member, cause there's something I'm really curious. Did someone sitting there and was limiting the or was limiting the girls to do it like that, or could did the girls have the possibility to doing a bit more own harmonizing there? So I don't know how this is. Do you think you can add a bit more own flavor to the song?
I think they can maybe try to do so, but they're getting through practice quite a lot of times that we don't see.
Hmm.
So I guess what we see at the end is like kind of like the result of their own opinions in case they brought in some
Hmm.
and the opinions of the teachers. So maybe
Okay.
they did something like this, and the teacher said, "No, don't do that, or do it differently, or something like this." So I do believe that they can be a bit experimental in what they do, but I also think that maybe um, a lot of stuff that should have been in the performance based on the members doesn't make it because maybe the masters say no, this doesn't work or this doesn't fit or something like this. Plus, you have to always keep in mind with this group how much trouble they had while practicing.
Yeah.
And when Jongmin took over, I don't know how much time they had from that
Hmm.
point on. So I wouldn't be surprised if they said, okay, let's just focus on how the song is supposed to be and let's not try to get into any fancy experiments. Let's just
Okay.
try to do it the way
Hmm.
it's supposed to be and let's do it that well in a way.
So my point, and I don't know. That's something that bothers me, cause of course, that's a result of, as you said, they are going to the masses more often, and at some point the masses are saying, okay, we are doing, or you can do it like that, or you can do it like that. But and I guess the ending wasn't really mentioned by the masters as well. But I don't think so. So if the masters were sitting there and and they showed kind of um that that outro, how it was, I can't imagine how the masters were sitting there and thinking, oh yeah, that sounds like a cool like a cool ending. And I don't know if it's just me, but for me, I was so damn disappointed because I mean, okay, in the original, you have first you have the slightly deeper vocals part of, but you have of course a bit auto tune on it and some vocal some vocal effects and stuff like that. But for me, the live version there was just, it was nothing. So it felt like air. It literally just felt like air. They could have just played a instrumental for me and it would have the same effect for me. So I was super disappointed. And there we have two things I was thinking about, and I'm really curious if you would agree with that this could have been better or not. But there are, two things I've thought about. So one would be the harmonizing, as I said. So if you said you have this part, so one of them is and there you have the second time where na, and I guess the second one you can add a little harmonizing, and if two or three of them are doing this, that would uh, kinda do the effect of the auto tune you have in the original one, and would put it more in the foreground, in my opinion. And that is one stretch I would have really enjoyed. The other one, just go heavier, and that's something I guess you can do. I say it easier if you especially look at Wang Yali. She really did it her own way to rap. So she really was going a bit more crazy, a bit more melodical. Why don't do this at the end? And if you go something like that would be so cooler if you just go a bit louder and a bit more powerful. So I don't know. I guess these two versions would have been so much more cooler for an outro, because that was not an outro that kind of hold me. It was just losing me. So I really loved the two verses at the beginning, but the ending was so totally. I don't know. I don't need this. To be honest, I don't need this, and it bothered me so hard because I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I
honestly,
won't
I
listen to it.
can't really agree with you on that. I do get where you're coming from, but putting their like more powerful vocals, in my opinion, doesn't really make sense because this is like the exact opposite of what this part is. In the original song, if you check it out, this is like the calm part at the end.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense to sing this part much more powerful than the rest of the song has been. I think the way they sang it matched pretty well the rest of the performance. There, you can maybe kind of discuss whether it would have been better to put more power into those parts, into the like first part of the song. There, I would agree with you, but in the later part, in my opinion, this was exactly what I expected, what I expect from the song. The only thing that was missing was like the whole auto tune, and there I'm honestly pretty satisfied with the fact that they don't try to put anything like that in here, because this is of course to showcase the members and their voices, their development. And if you now try to experiment with stuff like ad-libs and whatever you could put in there. Yeah, this may be something you can do when you have maybe a lot of time or something like this. But for those performances, I mean, we see how the parts are distributed.
Mhm.
We always see, okay, you get vocal one, I get vocal two, you get vocal blah blah blah. So this is a pretty tight corset which they get for their songs. So I guess if you want to do experiments like this, you have to be really certain that you're going to nail this. And as I said, I don't know through how many stations you have to go until this is actually approved. And I don't think that the trainees have, on the one hand, the time, and on the other hand, the courage and the mindset to go with something like this to the trainers, or what. I'm no clue how you go would have to go to with something like this.
Yeah.
So I guess seeing it more powerful would be the only way that you could actually do. But then again, this would be so against what this part is actually about that I don't really see um, this. I don't really see that it would make sense. It would feel like this part um, is not part of the song. It would take it to a completely different. It would make it to a completely different song at the end, and I don't think this is something Mnet or the trainers or anyone wants there for those performances. So, in my opinion, it was well made. It suited the overall theme of the song. Um, Actually, I think that the absolute ending, like Jongmin at the end made, she let it fade out a bit,
That
the
was
voice
so
and her
good.
song.
That was the
That
only thing I was really happy about.
Yeah, that was really cool,
Yeah.
and I think this is kind of like the maximum that you can do with the freedom that you have in those performances. So I do get where you're coming from, but I can say I share this opinion.
Yeah. As I said, to clarify that again, because it was slightly um so in my opinion, it's not like they really had to do one of these things, because um I'm not, I don't know, it's not like I have the only idea to somehow do it. But the problem for me wasn't that it was that calm, or of course it has to do this vibe from the original. I can understand it, but it didn't even give me that feeling. Cause, as I said, if it's not the ending part from Jungmin, I really felt nothing. Like the voices were kind of under the instrumental. It was the vocals were too breathy, and they had not a much not enough yeah, the melodical vibe that the original has, maybe because of the autotune and stuff like that. I don't know if it comes from that, but I guess part of 100%. And I think that is just an important part for me, because like that, I felt like the ending was just not yeah, really existing. And I just think I don't know. I don't want to force them into autotune or stuff like that. So I don't want to force them there as well, as you said. I don't know if the girls maybe had could have done it better. I don't know if maybe there's another way to do it, maybe a bit better, and maybe it was too brave, because I don't know. I don't know. But I listened to it, like as I said, like 5 or 6 times, and every time I was at the ending, I don't know. I really didn't hear the voices of them, and I really didn't hear them singing, except Jongmin at the end, and that's what makes me sad. Not that they are not doing 100% hyping end or stuff like that, or something I have expected. I was just disappointed because I really wasn't hearing them singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked at it again. Um, At the very end, there is harmonization,
Yeah,
like with Jongmin
exactly.
and some other trainees. So this is the
Yeah,
part you like, if I understood it correctly.
right.
And the part
Yeah.
before is your problem. I see where this is coming from. If I saw it correctly, this it's basically two of the girls
Hmm.
that are doing this first part, and one of them is, I don't know who it is. Unfortunately, she has red hair.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, I'm going to look it up.
yeah, you can check it out. She had this problem the whole time in the song. She was always really yeah, really weak in her vocal. It sometimes felt like she was exhausted, maybe, and that's why you could really hear the air in her voice. Um, so every time when she came up, I kind of had the feeling that you're describing. So I get where you're coming from. I don't see it as extreme as you. It didn't bother me
Mhm.
that much, but yeah, it isn't as powerful as it is in the original. That is
Yeah.
definitely true.
That's and I want to point out that's just something, and maybe then you can relate. You just so for me that is so my favorite part of the song. So everyone can have their favorite parts of songs. Yeah, I mean I
Mhm.
like the song, but that's my favorite part of the song, and of course that's something. So if it's your favorite part and everything is super cool, it's blowing you away. Yeah,
Yeah,
even Wang Yan is
I
cool.
understand.
Ah,
Yeah.
and then you have this literally finale coming up, and you are like, oh my goodness, it's coming, and then you have these kind of yeah. So and then you get a bit disappointed because it's not like as strong as you have imagined. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I was pretty sad there, and that's why I just wanted to open a little discussion, and I'm really curious. I want to just say it shortly. If you would write your opinion about that in the comments. So, how was it for you? If you like mic drop, or you don't like it, but so if you know mic drop, how was the part at the ending for you at all? How was the stage for you? You can say everything as but I would really be interested in yeah if it comes to the discussion. So you have my opinion and you have Nico's opinion. Yeah, what is your opinion about that? And yeah, how are you guys thinking about it? That would be really interesting because yeah, as I said, I have really well, I've made really many thoughts about that, and yeah, I'm pretty but I got pretty inspired by the things you said as well, because I was a bit overthinking stuff as well. So if you said your opinions, I really um yeah got so as example with the stronger vocals, yeah, I can see that it wouldn't fit. But yeah, that's something why I wanted to open a little discussion.
Mhm.
Because yeah, that was I guess this would have been such an amazing stage for me if that would have been better. And that's something it could have been one of my best Mnet survival show stages then. That's why I'm just but
Okay.
vote for Wang Yeli. That was my opinion about mic drop. Now it's your turn.
Since we talked a lot already about the performance,
Yeah.
I'll try to make it quick with Jongmin. Only thing I want to say, her singing really impressed me. I mean, I already fell in love with it in the introduction and in Black Mamba. But once again, she showed that the control she has over her voice is insane. Like
Mhm.
seriously, in my opinion, the control she has is much better than of most active idols. Like, her voice didn't waver a bit while she was dancing. The whole time it sounded like it was a recording that was playing. That was freaking impressive. So she has a sick control over her voice, but as I already said before, this may have also been a little weakness for this song because what I liked so much about Ia Lee was that she cut loose a bit in her parts, and that may have been something that could have made the parts of Jongmin even better for me when yeah, she would have like allowed her voice to go a bit up and up and down and be a bit more like flexible, but she
Mhm.
was really strict with the way she sang this song. So this is something that may be good for a lot of other songs, but for this one, she could have been a bit more playful with her voice,
Yeah.
but
As,
still,
mhm.
freaking loved it.
Yeah, I mean, as example, so if you take the Black Mamba where she did the winter,
Of
um,
course, she did the winter.
I still remember it. As example, I guess that suited her so. I'm still impressed that it suited her so well. I mean, I mean, we talked about it already because she was like 4 years in SM and she was going out of SM on a certain time where
Mm,
plans could have made, but she suited us so well that I was thinking, was she kind of training it before? Cause that's really sounded like she could do this style pretty well. And the winter style was da 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 da. So she was going up, down, and she killed
mm,
it there very well. And so I see where your point is about that.
yeah. Um, yeah, that's basically all I want to say about her. Let's jump to the next performance. Pretty You, by
Lee.
Liu Shiki, original by the way, Pretty You by 17.
Yeah.
And the members were Liu Shiki, Kim Yoon, Ikema Ruan, Gui Su, Lee Junji, Murakami Yume, Yang Chige, Rin Mia, and Kamimoto Kotone. What
Great
I
name.
can tell you guys about the practice is that they had a blast. This was definitely the most enthusiastic and excited and happy practice that we have seen.
Yeah.
They were so hyper, which was yeah, it was fun to watch, but it wasn't like impressive when it comes to the dancing itself or the vocals or something like this. But you you just got in a good mood when you watch them perform. So does you really have to give them that.
Mhm.
And there was a bit of not conflict, but there was a change within the team because Sunmi recommended that the leader of the group, Yunji, is giving up her killing part to what was her complete name? Gin Mia. Um, because she thought that Mia would suit this style much more. Not because she sang it better. No, that was actually Yunji. She vocalized this part much better, but Mia was just more center material for the song than Yunji was. And there was also no big discussion or something like this. Yunji was relatively cool with all of this and agreed fast to change positions. Um, Something that then came up in the rehearsal was Yunji also shouting while they took the formations to Mia. Mia, you can do well. So she tried to fill out her leader role a bit and give a bit of love and confidence to Mia, which is probably one of the youngest contestants, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was probably in the crazy performance, right? Was she?
Right.
Okay. And yeah, that was basically everything that you need to know about the practice behind the scenes. Now let's jump to the performance. Let's go. You can start.
Okay, I'm doing it faster now. All right. So I have written down a few again, cause I don't know. First, it's God, what can I say? I mean, some of you might know me. What I'm lost for cute styles, and so I'm lost for this as well. I'm not the biggest fan of the song. Um, But come on, if these girls are doing this, they pulled this off so good, this concept, and of course I'm loving it. So,
They live
uh,
the concept.
yeah, and I love if
This
the girls
was
are living this concept,
Mhm.
because then I'm going to enjoy it totally. I'm just 11 from 11 of 10. I'm totally into cute concepts. So, and if we go to Queen Mia, as you already said, our presenter in that case, we have to point out, because it wasn't enough in that in that episode until now, the aura. It's the aura, guys.
the
So
aura. And in this
of
case, I
course,
can really say yes, the
yes,
aura.
she
She
had the
ate
aura.
this position. She freaking ate it. She was the only right choice. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
With her double
and
pigtails and her barrette. Hmm.
and you if
So
you
cute.
are and if you are doing this and doing your expressions, and Nico is not saying you are overdoing stuff, then you know you have done it correctly. 10 of 10.
That's
So
true.
yeah, she did a really really good job, and I really loved it every time she was centering it, and she was smiling, I was smiling. I love it. So then we got, and now we are going continue with some really really nice names. Um, Ikemaruan, something like that.
Let me check.
Ikeman,
Ikemaruan. Yup. Correct.
Ikemaruan. Okay, that's an interesting name. So she did a really strong start. I really loved the outfit of her, even if it was kind of jeans, and I'm not the biggest fan of jeans outfit, but I loved her outfit. To just say that. She had pigtails as well, and I really loved the start of her. And she had some parts as well in the. She was just something. She just stood out for me, and yeah, I kind of lost my eye on her. Then we got Kamimoto Kotone, and I'm pretty sure that's right. Um, is
Yup.
it? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm just asking to be sure. So, and she was the one with the rap, so with the longer rap section, and that was such a nice rap. I really loved it. She delivered it very well. I loved it. So then we got Ryu Su Ji. Somehow,
The
Ryu Su Ji, so somehow
Liu Q's. We have
Ju.
a Liu Shiki. We have a
Yeah,
Gyu
that
Yizu.
the first one again.
Liu Shiki.
Liu Shi Qi. That
Yeah.
makes sense from the from the I don't know how to call it in English, but egal.
But egal. But
I'm
egal.
I'm on a level, guys. So she got super strong vocals and she killed the four high note. If was it the girl? Did you wrote it down as well? That girl with the high note?
Yeah, but it looks like I wrote down someone else. Maybe I was wrong there.
Oh,
So you wrote down Liu Shiki. It could be.
y-
It could be
yeah,
that I'm wrong there. I'm not sure about that. If you're
yeah.
sure, then okay.
That should be. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, if I'm finished with mine and you are going to do yours, then I'm going to look the name up again. But yeah, the girl with the four time high note,
Yeah.
that
Four
was.
step high note. Holy shit.
Oh, I mean, I guess at the end you could kind of hear it was her literally maximum.
Yeah, she was at her limit at the end, but
Yeah,
still,
still,
holy
it's super
shit,
super
where
good.
the hell did that come from?
And
Like,
that
wow.
Yeah, and that's combined with super strong vocals. So she has a really strong and full voice, and I really love it. When she did the bridge as well, oh, that sounded so good. Um, and yeah, the ending, of course, was strong as well. Um, and I have wrote down, I don't know, it's not 100% about the round, but it was in a round. Sonmi and Tiffany just should have taken a room there because they
Yeah,
were
they
flirting
were
with
they
each
were
other.
into their own romantic movie at this time.
It was
I was fully
incredible.
supporting that moment. But
So yeah. So that was my take to the Pretty You. I really loved it. I was so taken into that performance. And now it's your turn, and I'm looking up the name again.
yeah, please look up the name. Um, to people I want, one person I especially want to point out is Gu Yi Su. She was one of the rappers, and she was also the one who got pointed out at the end by the masters again for her cute little intersection she had there. I already liked her from the introductions, from the beginning overall. In the first stages where they got like evaluated, she wasn't that good, unfortunately. But I always liked her. But here she really showed what she can do with her rapping. Like her rapping voice completely got me. She won me absolutely over with that. And also, I think the other one was Murakami Yume, the other rapper. I'm not sure. I hope
Mm,
so.
yeah, I guess you should be right.
Um, I loved her too. Like,
Mhm.
these two together completely won me over with their amazing rap. Besides that, of course, the four step high note, we already talked about that. Absolutely sick. But besides that, I have to say, vocal wise, I was really not impressed. Could be because of the song, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much vocal you can put into the song. Um, but that was a bit for me. Choreo was well delivered. Like the performance itself was highly entertaining. And this is basically the every best thing that I can say about the performance. It was entertaining as hell, but it honestly did not really leave much of an impression on me. um, Skill wise, and yeah, from the stuff I'm mostly looking forward to from those performances. That is like the pure skill and development of the trainees, and that was they all enjoyed the performance, they all did great. But for me, honestly, it felt more like they were acting there on stage, like they were actually singing and yeah, performing as an idol. So, yeah, it was a good stage, but it didn't really win me over.
Mhm.
Do you have the name?
So can you just tell me the name again? I'm at the Korean name, and I just want to hear your crispy, clear pronunciation once again from the Liu girl,
Liu Shiki.
Liu Shi Ki.
Liu Shiki.
So that would fit with the Korean things, and there is mentioned main bukil in Korean as well on that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Liu Shi. So if I would pronounce it right, how I read it here, it would be Liu Su Ji. Somehow like it's like that. That's why I'm on that. But yeah,
Okay.
if I pronounce it like that, it really sounds like the name you have, right? That's
Yeah, I'd
why.
say so.
Yeah.
Um, and once again, guys, we have absolutely no clue how to say those names. I just have like the English spelling
Yeah,
here, and I just go with that. So I have no clue.
yeah. If, but I guess the girl is right. If you know about who we are talking, and we have the right girl with Liu Key, Key, then please write in the comments as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. And last but not least, we have the
Yeah.
grand finale with The Eve, originally by
X.
EXO.
Oh.
This time performed by Xudo Y, Yu Dayon. Yu Da. I have Yu Da Dayon. Yu Dayon, probably.
Yu Taeyeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kamikura Rei, Fu Yaning, Kim Soo-yeon, Nonaka Shana, Suri Chi, Yong Ji-yoon, and Isaki Hikaru. The Murder Squad, maybe you could also call it.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, the, yeah, yeah, the Murder Squad, absolutely. Like the, probably most anticipated performance of all. Just based on the members that are part of this group. And in the practice, we did not really see much, honestly. In my opinion, it looked pretty decent, the practice that they
Hmm?
have done, but there were some things pointed out that I would have also criticized, and that is that the whole group didn't really feel like a team. It felt like everyone was like fighting for herself, trying to stand out of the group. So it felt like nine solo players instead of one team, which is of course critical for such a team. This is if you're a team, you're a team. Then you should be able to like blend into your team and not yeah, try to make a solo show out of it. And that was also the feedback they got from the masters. Interesting thing is, there was a little discussion about switching the killing part or the part of vocal number two because both positions were filled by Su Richie, and I think it was Sunmi who was not satisfied with this. So she asked Surichi if she wouldn't want to give up one of those positions, and Surichi was like, nope, I'm not feeling it. She
Yeah.
was she was just like, I want to keep that, and I liked that. Honestly, it is a competition, and of course, if you have the best parts, you want to keep the parts. I do understand that. Um, I really understand her way of thinking, but of course, you also always have to consider what is the best for the team. Because if the team goes down, it doesn't matter if you were good or not. The team will drag you down with it. So you really have to pay attention to that. And the main reason for this bad distribution of parts was something that we already discussed last week, where we talked about episode 3. It was this completely insane way of distributing the parts. If you guys remember, I think it was Fu Yanning who made the rule that everyone was only allowed to apply for one position,
Yeah.
which does not make any sense at all.
It's a
Like,
super idea.
absolutely not. We already said that in the last week, so we don't have to get too
Yeah.
much into that again. But what a stupid ass idea. Um, but yeah, and I don't only want to put it on Fu Yanning, by the way, because the other ones didn't say anything against it. They just went with it. So they're just as at fault as she was.
Yeah.
Um, by the way, why I'm talking so much about Fu Yanning, she was the leader of this group. Just to put it into perspective. And Dion was the one who basically brought this whole topic out in front of the masters. And here I wrote down Dion took ages to speak her mind. This was something that really bothered me because she got asked if she has some problems with the part distribution. And what she did was she turned around, looked at a wall, and for me it felt like 5 minutes. It wasn't that long,
Hmm?
but for me it felt like an eternity where she was just standing there, not saying anything, facing the wall. I was like, dude, everyone knows what you want to say. You know, everyone knows what this is about, but she just I do realize that this is not a nice topic to bring up in front of your team and in front of the masters, but this was, I don't know. For me, this felt weird at this topic again. Like it was complete overacting. Like this was such a strange behavior of her that I don't know. It was a bit annoying. I do understand where it came from, but as I said, everyone knew what this was about. She only had to say it, but she just she stretched this so long, this part, and Mnet of course took it and stretched it too. They could have cut it, but they of course they didn't. Um, but she also got criticized for that because the masters were not satisfied with the fact that she was bringing that up in front of them because they said she should have done that when she was only with her team.
Mhm.
Of course, Mnet once again used that to get solo interviews with the members so they can once again say, yeah, I really didn't like the fact that she said that in front of the masters. I wish she would have said it in front of us, and so on and so on. Multiple times, 3 to 5 members felt like that, said the same thing over and over again. So we got that, and then they got together again to change up the parts. And they did it in a more like diplomatic way. This time, everyone was allowed to apply for as many parts as they want, and they changed up the parts. Once again, I wrote down Diane was not satisfied. She got vocal 4, but
Yeah.
she wanted vocal 2, and once again, she did not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just let it stand with that. At the end of the day, if she's not saying anything, I'm sorry, but then you simply don't get the part. It is the way it is. You have
Yeah.
to open your mouth, and if you don't do it, then you don't get the part. I'm sorry. Next up,
Exactly.
um, it's time for the performance. Let's go on.
All right. So, the Eve, as you said, a performance we were really looking forward to, cause the concept slaps again. If you just see the concept
Oh
and
yeah,
you have this group, all they, I mean, they're so yeah, pretty well made members for this concept, and yeah, so the performance. I don't know where to start, to be honest, but I'm starting with something interesting. I don't know if I just missed something, but if you watch the performance, you have on the left bottom the lyrics, right? You know what I mean.
bottom left. Yeah, true.
Yeah, and there you have the name and the position.
Yeah.
So, am I missing something, or is it really legit to have two killing parts?
I mean, if a song is so sick that one killing part is simply not enough.
So Jong Jiun was, I guess, credited as killing part, and Shulichi. Both of them had before their name. So Shulichi had killing part, and as you said, I guess a vocal 2 or something like that. So these both.
At least in the beginning. I'm not sure how it was after they
Yeah.
changed up the
Exactly.
parts.
True.
Yeah.
2 or 3. But she had a sub vocal part, and then we got Jung Chi-yoon, where just was a killing part. If I'm not totally wrong, it was yeah, Jung Chi-yoon. Okay, here's main vocal now, but I guess somewhere in the whole performance was, and then it was just once, and I just catch this, and I was like, "Huh?"
Hmm.
So maybe someone in Mnet was sleeping there. I was just
Could be.
confused.
Yeah.
So okay, she's main vocal. Of course, she's main vocal. Then let's start with her, cause Jung Ji-yoon, in my opinion, had yeah, had did a really good job as the main vocal. She
Yeah. I wrote down one thing for her.
okay.
Jong Ji-yoon, damn.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah,
she completely blew me away with her vocals.
amazing vocals, and especially the harmonizing at the end was chef's kiss. So that was really cool. So I'm glad that you have wrote down this as well. That's
She
really,
skyrocketed
really...
so hard for me with this performance.
Oh
Like,
damn. Okay,
she
I
was
guess
sick.
I'm not at that point, but I'm on a pretty strong point. But that's interesting that you are. So maybe she she is going to be one of your favorites in the future.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. So then we got Yu Taeyeon or Yu Da Taeyeon. Nobody knows.
You dada.
Yu Da. Um, she did a pretty good job as well, I would say. So she
Ja.
had the bridge part paired with Jung Ji-yoon, I guess, and she did it pretty well as well. So I was super super glad, and I
Yeah.
have wrote on many of them. So I guess over the half, because I can say that the performance overall was pretty good and super skilled at
Hmm.
the most points. So next one I
Well,
can point
what I want to
out.
add to
Yeah,
Dion.
Tyon. Mhm.
Um, I really liked her part. In my opinion, I do get why she was so that she was still maybe not satisfied because she wanted another part, but she was able to show her skills
Yeah,
with this vocal part four. So Dion, maybe you're hearing this podcast at this very moment, and if you do, I want to tell you. You did great. There's no need to be sad about the part that you got. You were
yeah,
able to showcase how good you are. I'm proud of you. But please, next time, just speak up, okay? Just speak up.
exactly.
All right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
now you can
for
continue.
it was a really good part in my opinion. I was
Yeah.
really so like I was watching it. I guess there was like two or three more members who had like nothing,
Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
was like, Dion, that's an amazing part. Like, okay, but well, um, maybe she was going for more, and that's totally okay. Then, as you said, just speak up.
Yeah.
Um,
Ambition is
and
always good. Ambition is
yeah,
amazing, but you also have to go for it.
definitely. So next one, I'm going with all these strong vocals. Shana, mm,
Oh.
did a good job. Chef's kiss again. So, guys, I'm not joking with you, but this group had so good vocals. It was such a nice performance based on their vocals. It was super, super cool.
Yeah.
Shana had this super, super cool part in the chorus where it goes, da 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 da. Oh, and it fit her so well, and she did it so good, and I was ah
Absolutely
dreamy.
outstanding vocals of Shana.
Yeah,
I'm really with each week I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of Shana. Like holy moly.
yeah. I mean, what did she do in the introduction? Do you know it? You should know it.
Let me check.
Okay, I'm letting you check, and I'm continuing with Hu Yanning. Cause I would point her out as well. It's still a thing. I'm not 100% satisfied with things how she is in some aspects. As example, some aspects of her as a leader.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Mm, um, not so. But I think, and yeah, I guess that's something many people could agree. That's her concept. This kind of crushy concept is just hers, and
Hmm.
I really felt it when she was centering. She got vocal part one, but it was more like centering centering parts together with Solichi. And for me, Hu Yaning did it really, really good for the concept wise. Yeah, and she did stable vocal stuff, but I guess the vocal part of vocal one wasn't that vocal heavy.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
yeah.
Yeah. I also liked her, but she didn't really stand out to me in a
Hmm?
way. Um. I Shana, if you're listening to this now, I want to apologize. Um, I'm really stupid. I have no clue how I could how I could forgot what she sang. This was I praised this so hard in the first episode. Oh, this was what made me fall in love with her. It was of course Boombaya when she
Ah,
nailed Rose's part so hard.
true.
Like I'm so Shana. I'm on my knees here. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
Yeah, it was.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I kind of had the feeling that you should know it. That's why I said it, but I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure.
I I I rave so much up about Oh man, I'm really annoyed by myself. I'm sorry. Of course she did Bumbaya. Yes.
Of course she did. And yeah, now, of course, when you are saying it, because I know the one girl who did the rose part, I'm remembering that, but I couldn't 100% yeah, connect Chana to that. Sorry for that, Chana. I'm going to remember that for no every time. You did well. So yeah, she is really, really, really impressive, and I'm really, really looking forward more to her to close that case for now for me. Um, and yeah, the close for Yanning, I would say, case for Yanning is closed as well. And now we are going to Surichi, and she as well. She was centering it super, super cool. She did a killing part, so she had the most center part. And damn, her aura
The
for
freaking
the
aura.
concept. Damn, she did it so good. And I want to point something out. Then I watched this performance as well, like 4 or 5 times. And we had this little controversy thing from Sonmi, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I guess you know what I mean. It comes to the facial expression of, I guess, three of the girls,
Hmm.
featuring Surichi, Huyaning, and one more. I'm not 100% sure of.
That
Um,
was Jiun. No,
Jiun. Okay.
Dion.
No?
Sorry, Dion.
Taiwan did it. Okay. Where they kind of she so if we could would say it like Nico is doing it sometimes, overacting. So Sumi was saying that they were overacting because they don't need to kind of yeah have this how do you say that when they are doing this case when I don't know when I don't know how to say that actually. Mm.
Well, what Sunmi said is that the way that they're frowning and they're
Yeah,
smirking in their
yeah,
facial
right.
expressions were too much. That this is something they don't need,
Yeah,
since the just natural facial expressions that they have um, would be more or would have been more than enough for this performance, because they're just naturally this style that the Eve has. So
right.
she considered it too much.
Genau. Okay, thanks for that. So what I want to talk about it is I've watched the performance and I really saw these three moments that were pointed out by her. But I have to say, it were just these three moments. And no, I mean, wait. I mean, I haven't even seen Hu Yanning's one. I don't know where this was exactly.
I've
I
seen it.
haven't seen. Yeah,
Hmm.
in a performance. Okay,
Hmm.
I have just seen it when Somi was pointing it out. But yeah, what bothered me there is I have watched the full performance and it were just these three moments she has pointed out. And as example, Solici had the killing part pretty often, and really at the very end, when she was kind of singing it, she did it. And I guess that's kind of connected to the way she sang it, because in the main killing parts, she just um didn't this kind of yeah facial expression there. She just had her face yeah pretty normally as Sumi had wished to. So like, and yeah, I'm going with Sumi. She don't need it. I saw it. I got totally in love with her doing it on the um yeah on this chill mode. I would say it like that. And at the very end, yeah, she kind of did it when she was singing it. I don't know if because the way Solmi was saying it, it was bothering her very much. If I'm right, because
Yeah, it
she have pointed it
yeah,
out very hard.
yeah, it was a bit strange for me too. I also get what she meant in those
Yeah,
special moments, but overall, I also wasn't really able to see that much overacting from them. Like if I compare it to
Yeah,
other stages where I really thought there was overacting going on, compared to this,
yeah,
no, I honestly can't say that I see it the way Sumi does.
yeah, and yeah, and what I have to point out with Sulichi as well, um, and of course, I can just say about things that Mnet is showing me. So if other members are doing this detailed stuff, of course, I would, yeah, talk about it as well. But Mnet was kinda, of course, showing Sulichi the most because she was doing the killing parts, and damn, she did the killing parts so detailed. All these moves and kind of waves she did, and everything, kind of, even if when she was waving with the hand down, she was like kind of waving it left and right, and she was, oh, that was so good. It was so detailed, and damn, she owned this so well.
The
I
song
was,
was basically made for her.
yeah,
Um, I was also highly impressed by her center part, the way she executed those moves, those smooth body waves in the killing part, in
mm.
combination with her
Oh,
facial expressions. I yeah, she
oh,
completely won me over. This was so sick.
so cool. And last but not least, of course, I need to point out Kim Soo-yeon, because she just had one part. Rest in pepperonis for that case, but for me, she kinda had a pretty well part. So she had a part you can really recognize her, and Mnet was pretty doing a good job in giving her this one moment. And damn, I'm going with Sunmi there. The aura. I don't know if it was it Sunmi? Was it Tiffany? I'm not sure, to be
If it's
honest.
alright, on me.
It's every time Sunmi if it's over. So one of the masters was really into. I guess it was Sunmi. It's every time Sunmi, and was super surprised by how she carried this moment. How her facial expression was. She was doing her facial expression, and the way she moved, you can really say, I guess, dance is with the strongest of her. She really shot this at the little dance battle, yeah, as well. She is really yeah. That dancing is pretty much might be the strongest, and she was killing that moment. And cause I love her even more. Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. That's why I wrote down "I love you." I have wrote down caps lock aura, and I have wrote down lipstick rye. And now I'm going to give to you.
The lipstick. I didn't get this.
No.
It was for it's to put this into perspective for the people who maybe don't remember or didn't see it. At the end, when it is basically the ending fairy moment when you're getting caught on camera, just camera on you, in the ending pose, Suyeon was rubbing over her mouth with her hand to smear her lipstick, um, and this just looked really strange. She then had this big smear of lipstick on her cheek, and this I didn't. It just didn't make any sense in this moment. I mean, I guess she did it to kind of stand out, but in the end, it only made her look a bit strange. It was really awkward,
Yeah.
especially when the masters talked to her then, and the camera was on her, and you saw her standing there with that lipstick. Nee, this was so random. This moment. I would
Yeah.
really love to know what exactly she thought when she did that. As I said, I guess it was just okay. I need to do something. Okay, this has no one done before. Uh, That's it. So yeah, it was just a really, 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 really strange moment. But
You,
honestly,
yeah.
yeah, go on.
Just to say something to that, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure she. How do I say that? It was 100% different in the Fury when she had it. So in the Fury when she had the idea of doing it, and
Mm,
I guess she even did it not 100% correctly how she wanted to do it, because it just looked even awkward and not even trying to do something. So it looked it looked just wrong what she did there, and it looked so freaking awkward. And
mm.
I was, oh damn, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
oh my
it
goodness,
was an uncomfortable moment.
oh my goodness, it looked so
But
wrong. Yeah.
strangely, that wasn't the worst part, in my opinion,
Oh.
of this whole ending slash master discussion,
Okay.
because the masters were criticizing this performance quite a bit and were unsatisfied with it, because they said they overall expected more from this group, which is something I so cannot understand. The statement
Mhm.
from them, like this was such a high quality performance. All of them did so well, like so well, and what the hell? Criticizing that they thought that they should have done even better than this, like this was completely, this was even more random in my opinion than the lipstick. Like, this didn't make any sense, but the worst came afterwards. I think it was the female vocal trainer from JYP that said to Nona Kashana, she praised her and said, I found a hidden voice.
Mhm.
And I want to ask her right here, right now, what the fuck have you been doing the last episodes? Like, what hidden voice? She already excelled in the very first episode. And you're coming here with the hidden voice. Did you see Boombaya?
Ouch.
She was from the beginning. Was she one of the strongest vocals? I already said it when we talked about her. She climbed each week. She's climbing more from me. It started with the intro performance, um, Bumbaya, and I I I saved her in my head so hard as amazing vocal after this. I freaking voted always for her in the individual votes, because my brain said Shana, 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 Shana. And the vocal trainer is sitting there saying, OMG, such a hidden voice. What the fuck? Come on. I can't be the only one who. I can't be the only one.
No,
Say something.
if you want my opinion about that, um,
Only if it's the same opinion as mine. Because otherwise it's wrong.
she was totally an vocal. No, so I guess I was saying it in the podcast where we was talking about the Bumbaya performance. I guess I was yeah, going with you that she really did a good job, and of course she did. I mean, she did. Rose part was so good there.
And one
Like,
thing that I remember,
hmm?
wasn't it also, when we discussed this, when we especially pointed her out because the masters didn't back
Yeah,
then?
the Masters didn't. Right.
It was like that, right?
It was
What
the
the
performance.
fuck?
I'm not sure if that was the performance where where one other member was pointed out, and she wasn't. But
Let me. What did I write there?
good that to say that you saved it.
Yeah. I have everything here. Okay. Okay, Shana. Okay, they voted Shana into the top. That I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. The problem was 95% screen time for Isaki. Yeah. Okay. Genau.
Yeah, for
All
the
right.
rap.
It was it.
Lando.
Isaki Hikaru got the most screen time, and they also always only talked about her and
Yeah,
completely ignored Shana. That was it. Yeah.
definitely. Right, you're right. Yeah. So it really shows from the Boomerang performance to here that there was something missing, and it seems.
I don't get it. How the hell is she a hidden voice?
In that point, guys, if I don't know if is she a hidden vocal for you, or did you already saw the potential of her since the Boombaya performance?
That
Really
master
interesting
was on
question there.
drugs.
So I'm yeah, if you say that, that was really weird, and I guess we was talking about that a bit when we watched it as well, because it was really, I don't know. I mean,
Well, I
as we
definitely did.
yeah, as we said right now, that was a performance that was so good overall, um, vocal wise, and even even then, Shana was, I don't know, maybe the, yeah, with Jong Jiun, I would say the best vocal wise there.
Definitely.
So I don't know, like, point her out as Shana. That was something I have expected from you. Good job.
Yeah, but another thing that didn't get pointed out, now that you mentioned it, Ji-yoon!
Yeah.
They didn't say shit about her!
After that, all harmonizing, she was main vocal. She was doing this main vocal part so well. Like,
I
I
even
mean,
wrote down here, favorite vocal of the performance, Jong Ji-yoon, damn! These are my
damn,
notes!
these are my
God
notes.
damn it!
These are my notes. What are are the notes of the masters? Where are the
Yeah,
notes?
yeah, bullshit!
So
No,
yeah,
but
I
seriously, guys, let us know your opinions on this.
yeah,
Is it just us, or did you see it in a similar way?
that would be really interesting. I
Maybe
mean,
it's just us.
I don't know if the masters were talking about Kim Soo-hyun. I just know that she was kind of starting her part, and then Sumi was like, "Oh, the aura." So she wasn't saying it, but her face was telling me all. So I can just remember that, but I don't know if someone pointed her out. But I guess there was,
Mhm.
again, as we said, so I mean, you even said it. They weren't really pointing out that many points, and even said they wished they would have done better. Like,
Yeah, no clue. I
so
no
okay,
no clue what that was about.
no,
Another thing where I honestly have to
hmm?
say not quite sure what this was about was the winner
Okay,
of of the three EBS performances, because the big winner and three times the points goes to Pretty You.
pretty
After there was a tie with the Eve, and then later on it was decided through the number of points the judges, the masters, gave the groups, and Pretty You won this. Won those votes and got first place. And I'll be honest,
yeah. Say it.
I can't really support that decision.
Okay.
I
What?
liked the Pretty You performance,
Mhm.
but as I already said, in my opinion, it wasn't memorable at all. It was vocal wise absolutely not impressive. Besides the four-step super high note, that was impressive as hell.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but how it is possible that the Eve did not get this win, I don't get it.
So for you, it's the Eve, right?
For me, it's mic drop. In
Okay.
my
I
heart,
mean,
in my heart. But if I try to ignore my heart, then it is the Eve.
okay. So I don't know. Where would you go? Would you go in these situations with your, or would you prefer your hard decision, or would you prefer your trying objective?
Well, based on the fact that the Eve crew doesn't need the freaking free double points they're getting, I'm going with freaking mic drop
Okay.
because they need it.
Yeah, I mean, I see that point. Yeah, but
I'm just a human, guys. I'm just a human.
yeah, you're. What can you do? There are
Never.
100
I've never said
opponents.
I'm going to be objective in this shit.
That's true. That's true. But it's of course it's really interesting. That's just why I ask,
Hmm?
because maybe the guys wanted to hear that. So you can of course write us your winner in the comments as well, because there might be different decisions, right?
Yeah, give us your opinions. Also, let us know which performance you like the most in general. Would also be interesting to know.
Yeah, true. So true. I guess we can go to that point, right? To the first, or to the winner of all of the performances, right? The one who,
Absolutely all-time winner of
yeah,
everything, of
who
course.
won the Mnet live, or the M Countdown live stage. Who was it?
Right. A performance on M Countdown goes to.
Yeah.
We will find out after this advertisement. Short break.
Oh, disgusting.
No. Okay. The M Countdown stage. The team that got it was the Yes or Yes team number one, consisting of Ma Yu-ling, Kim Ye-rim, Okuma Sumomo, Lee Yi-man, Kim Chae-yun, Kuwahara Ayane, Chia Yi, Hu Chi-won, and Yamauchi Moana.
So a little applause for that.
Absolutely.
Because
Great job.
I'm
Great
really
job.
I think the performance isn't out yet, right? So I will
Don't think so, no.
I'm looking forward to it. M Countdown.
Me too.
Great
Um,
band.
as a reason for why they chose the Yes or Yes team
Okay, it's good.
um, was mentioned that they already felt like a complete team. Like they had the most potential to
Mhm.
quickly get into the shape, kind of, to perform on M Countdown, which I can see. I see what they mean with that. Yes or Yes Team 1 really, 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 really stood out with their performance. It was super clean, like insanely. So I do get why they went with the Yes or Yes team, and of course, I'm also really happy that G1 um, is part of the squad that she's going to perform to.
Yeah,
This is super cool.
definitely. That I'm really looking forward to the live set. So, cause I hope G1 will kill it and feed it totally. But my question would that be your pick as well, or would you have seen another one on the M Countdown stage?
I mean, the number one pick for me would, of course, have been the outstanding mic drop team. Um,
All right.
no,
I
no, no.
I I mean I'm pretty much going with that in the point that I really wanted to see Wang Yali doing this again. I would really be interested if that would be same on the same amazing level as she did there.
I would have loved it for the exposure, but yeah, it's difficult.
It's difficult,
Who
definitely.
would have I wanted to? I mean, Yes or Yes is. Oh, they were really great.
They were, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking as well. Give me a sec.
Mm, the thing is, I really, really like the reason why the Masters chose this team.
Yeah,
Because I
true.
really can see that they simply already feel like a team, that they were so bonded and so professional also in their performance
Mhm.
that this is like the safest bet to send them to something as big and important as M Countdown. For all the other groups, there were always kind of too many members where I'm like, they need much more training before they can do something like this. Like
Yeah.
even a group like, for example, Bora's team of fifth season, I see a lot of potential there, but there is too much that needs too much work.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe
Also,
honestly, this
hm?
this now sounds a bit strange after what I said about them winning this, but the Pretty U team, I can see them performing there.
Ooh.
They did own the stage, so and they did not make like many mistakes. They really felt what they were doing. It was a fun performance that would entertain a lot of people. This will also be something I could see.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Pretty You was the thing. There were some vocal parts, so for you the most. So there were something that's not that vocal, but it wasn't really bad from them. I guess it was just a bit the shape of the song, if you know what I mean, right? So um, it wasn't really a failure they did in the preview performance. It was just more maybe there is still a bit of training, so you can master your vocals a bit better.
Mm,
But I haven't really pointed out something they did really wrong in preview. So I guess that seems really, really stage ready as well. Um, but
yeah.
for me, to be honest, so I have thought about it. I was thinking about, of course, the team with Boda as well, but there I had pointed out some little things. And when it comes to the groups where I think I haven't pointed out, that much wrong things, like I don't know. I think the Eve performance, I don't know, was overall
Yeah, Eve
well
could
done.
have worked too.
So I don't know. I would have gone with the Eve, to be honest.
Okay.
They seemed very very stage ready
All
for me.
right. Um, After that, the episode was almost over. We got a bit of emotional content again with Tiffany and Sunmi. They came into
Yeah.
the room where the girls were all sitting and gave some words of encouragement because, as we know, the votings have closed, which means probably next week we will see the first people leave. And with first people, I mean the half of the pack. Oh, please, 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 please,
I
please,
don't want
please.
to be honest. The next Sunday will be.
Well, honestly, it depends on who's getting kicked out.
I'm super excited to see the next podcast episode when you are again
Mm,
talking some naming some of the girls, some no, of the
It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm so
Yeah,
anxious. But yeah, um,
let's see how it is.
Tiffany and Sunmi came there to give words of encouragement and told them to stay strong even when they're getting voted out. That they should continue to pursue their dreams. And Tiffany made a beautiful quote, which basically said, "Failing is only a process to become successful."
Mhm.
Which I will tattoo myself now.
With the quote, with the sign under it by Tiffany Young.
Of course, of of Girls' Generation,
Yeah.
but wrongly spelled, definitely. Uh, yeah, so this it was a really nice moment and really cute of them to go there to try to give them a bit of encouragement, which
Mhm.
of course will not help at all once they're getting voted out. But
Yeah.
at least they still tried. Um, But we should never forget they also have their strange planet cards or whatever they are with which they can save people or stuff or whole cells.
So
I'm still
it's
not sure how exactly this thing works.
it's about 3 planet cards, and they can save 1 Korean, 1 Chinese, and 1 Japanese.
Yeah. Okay.
That
So
should be right. I hope.
just in case,
Yeah.
please save Jongmin, Yali. Rest, I'm honestly not sure. I think the rest, the Japanese ones that I like are all relatively safe. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm I guess Kim Seon is pretty safe as well,
she's
because
super safe. Please,
Wu Yanning is carrying it.
please, this cell is safe. All your favorites are safe. You have nothing to fear.
That's true.
Um,
No, okay, I'm a Wang Li boy now as well. So
Wang Yali boy, welcome to the club. Yeah, and at the end we got some emotional messages from the members,
yeah.
saying their thank you message to their groups they have been in and how much they worked and so on and
Mhm.
so on and so on to just end this all on a really happy and heartwarming note until our hearts are getting ripped out next week, throwing onto ground and trampled on by Mnet and their rigging. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be
That
beautiful.
sounds hard.
I have to, you know how it is. I have to prepare myself for the worst because
Yeah.
otherwise the podcast recording is going to be, it's already going to be a mess, guys. I already tell you, if Jongman's out, this will be a completely different way of recording that we're doing here.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. No, I try to be positive because the way I saw
Yeah.
it, both Yali and Jongmin were relatively popular because of this performance.
Mm.
So I'm positive.
Deserved.
Always stay positive. But now that was it for episode 4 of A Girl's Planet. Maybe, let me check that. Maybe the longest recording we have ever done, probably, of course. Yes, no, it's not. Ha! We're
Okay.
we're
Then I
slacking
have
off. We're slacking. No,
and
no.
then I
You
have
have
to
more.
point. I have to point out.
Oh no.
We can't forget the
Why not?
super nice kind of voting they showed us again in this episode. I was super excited to see how to vote again in this super nice working app. Thanks.
I would really love to see them dare to show once, only once, how
Yeah,
this actually works, this app.
but
But
then
yeah,
the episode would go half an hour longer, cause
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
And we
But
haven't pointed out the outfit of our
that's
planet
that
master.
that's what I wanted to do for for the
Okay,
grand finale, yeah.
please.
Um, because I want to say if they would dare to put in the like real app, maybe they would finally manage to make an episode that is as long as our podcast.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
but yeah, um, we already talked about that last week, and
Yeah.
since it was the same evening for them, he didn't change his outfit, but our lovely Planet Master. I just can't get over the suit. It's not possible. Every time when I see it, I'm like, oh fuck,
Bro,
what the
literally,
hell
yeah,
happened?
literally, I'm not joking, guys. When the camera was from a good distance, it was really a distance. I don't know how many meters, but it was a huge distance. And he was standing on the stage. He was just shining like something. How how it's turquoise? I don't know how to call this color in English, cause I'm so afraid of it. And he was just standing on the stage. I couldn't really see his shape, but he was shining like something I don't want to see. Cause this color is not cool. It's not a cool color for a suit, and the suit as well. It's
The thing that I don't get is how Sunmi is surviving this because the aura that is getting emitted from this suit is so off the charts. Just like this is so of everything that
Yeah.
someone as sensible for aura as Sunmi should be able to bear. Um, yeah, I just,
So,
I just every time the suit's coming up, I'm like, oh,
yeah. So,
oh.
Yojingu, if you hear that podcast, of
We
course
know
you
you
will.
do.
Yeah. Next week, it's a new day.
We,
It's a new day. It's a new suit. Please, I don't know how, but please come in a suit, come in
please
clothes,
fire your
t-shirt,
stylist first thing.
t-shirt, shorts, pants. I don't know, naked, just, just,
Just boxer shorts. Better than
yeah,
this, honestly.
just come a bit better than the last one. If you go even more worse, I can't be sure about the podcast.
I mean, this podcast will turn into a fashion podcast.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
this will take up most of the time of this freaking podcast. We can already, I promise you that, dude.
Damn.
So yeah,
Super
guys,
cool. Yeah.
please let us know your opinions about episode 4 in the comments below. Do you agree with our opinions? Disagree? What is your highlight of all those performances? Do you agree with the choices the masters have made? And also, really interesting to know what would have been your pick for the special performances on M Countdown. Please write it in the comments, or you can also use the email address in the show notes if you want to contact us. Please let us know all your opinions. We would love to read your input. And now I can finally leave you to do whatever you're doing at this moment. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and I hope I see you next time to the next episode, which is going to be either way a heartbreaking one, because this will be the first podcast after the eliminations. So, guys, thank you for your attention and bye.
Bye, guys.